Hello, my name's Bill Fontenot. I'm a career professional naturalist, born and raised here in the southern part of Louisiana. The swamps, which are forested wetlands that stay wet all the time, sort of dominate the picture down here. But they are also interlaced with lots and lots of bottomland hardwood forests, which are a little bit drier, and then marshes, which are permanently wet grasslands. Fortunately, there are a number of swamp tours that are available. They call them swamp tours, and most of them do focus in the swamp, but they also bleed over into bottomland hardwood areas.
We're going to go into the swamp and the marsh. We have about 2 miles to travel on this waterway here. We're going to talk about the disappearing wetlands and try to identify the wildlife, and mostly birds. Maybe we'll get to feed a few alligators. This is Bayou Black we're riding in. Bayou is an Indian word for your natural waterways. It's normally about 5 feet deep, a little bit on the high side right now. There's a small alligator on that tin. That probably hatched out a couple years ago. There'll be some barn swallows. You see the nest. If you look on the ledge underneath the bridge there, you're going to see some nests. Okay, we're going to go into the swamp and the marsh. So bayous and canals are your waterways. Swamp and marsh is your land, your terrain. The wooded area where we had it, where the trees are, that's the swamp. And we're going to talk about these stumps sticking up out of the water. These are called cypress knees. They're part of the root system of cypress tree. They will not grow up to be a tree. They're not a tree that's done the growth. Strictly a part of the root. We are no longer in the wooded area. We are no longer in the swamp. We are in the marsh. In the marsh, the trees on the banks of the canal, because the canal's been dredged up, it's been dug up, and the mud and the clay's been thrown over on each bank, and that's what supports the trees. That they've piled up some land there. On the other side of the trees called the floating marsh, a layer of land and vegetation that's floating on top of the water. There's the great egret up on the right-hand side, the large white bird. Great egret. Now we're heading to the Mandalay National Wildlife Refuge. This is Lake Hatch on the right-hand side. I'm going to try to call Clotilde out here. Come on, baby. Come on, Clotilde.
Alligators are, of course, a component that we've grown up with as a culture here in the southern part of the state. Of course, people love to watch them. They're amazing animals. And we have really, really big ones that live down 12-footers and 15-footers that you can come and take a look at, particularly in the spring and summer months is when you want to come if you're interested in alligator watching.
Oh, loving the tour, loving it.
It was very exciting, unique, unusual.
We invite everybody to come on this swamp tour, especially this one is very nice, very personal, and well, have fun, come to Louisiana.
I invite y'all to come to Louisiana and Houma and enjoy the people, enjoy the sights, enjoy the food, and no matter what tour you go on, you will have a good time.
Come on down to Louisiana. Come and see all the lands and waters that sort of gave rise to the culture that you might have heard so much about in terms of the food and music.